All right, so we'll fire off into the next one because I realize we're quite far into this now. The next one up is, it's an intriguing matchup, kind of, because like if you guess that this was the other fight on the card that I don't give a fuck about, then you are actually incorrect. I'm actually very intrigued by this one. We all know what the big question mark is around this fight. Is Harrison going to make the weight? And assuming she does, how will she look? I think the fact that she's, and again, we talked about this on your video, I think the fact that she's the only debutant on this card indicates how high the UFC is on her. They're clearly placing a lot of stock on her. She's obviously getting well paid. I feel boring as hell bringing this up, about the weight, but you kind of have to. It's not like you can ignore it. It is the issue that's surrounding this fight. So anyway, bearing all this in mind, again, same question. Who do you think wins, and how do you think it gets done?
So, assuming that KAYLA Harrison makes weight, and I know that she's really trying hard to do it. She's doing everything in her power to make sure that she does it. She's a professional. She's an Olympic champion, an MMA champion outside the organization. I believe that she's doing everything humanly possible to make weight, to win against the scale. I'm going to say that she makes it. But what version of KAYLA Harrison are we going to get when she walks into that octagon? And don't forget that she's fighting a former UFC champion. I know that was a while back, but she is fighting a UFC champion who, by the way, won her belt against somebody who won a medal at the Olympics in judo. That being said, Ronda Rousey and KAYLA Harrison, even though they both judokas, they fight differently. KAYLA Harrison actually has a blast double in her arsenal. She has good wrestling. That's what Ronda Rousey did not have. So because of that, I think that changes this fight in comparison to that one. Also, Holly Holm is not the same striker that she was then. Now she's a very reluctant striker. What I see with Holly Holm is a lot of what we saw in Tyron Woodley once he started to age out of the organization, being very reluctant to strike, waiting for the perfect time to throw a strike. And that's just not going to work at this level. And I think that that's going to be Holly's downfall in this fight. I think if KAYLA would have fought a younger Holly Holm, she'd have much more trouble. But being as though this is the Holly Holm that got submitted by Mauro Bueno Silva not too long ago, I don't see anything different happening here. I think that KAYLA takes her down and punches her in the face until the ref says stop. And that's just going to be it. So I'm going to take KAYLA by TKO. I think she's going to TKO her.
I'm surprised. I thought you were gonna go for her on this one. That's interesting. What do you reckon, CJ? I know you're a bit more maybe on the fence about this one, but let's see if you've changed.
No, I am on the fence about this one. I think she's gonna make weight. I'm more concerned about, I just want to know what her cardio is going to be like, because I don't think that she's had any fights go past the first round. Or no, she probably has, but not many. Her opponents in the PFL, they can't adapt to her, and it's the same thing every time. It doesn't change. Go in, she's going to go for a takedown, whether that takedown is like double leg or she's, wrapping her arm around their neck. The motherfucker's big. And she just, that's all. Take him down, mount, ground and pound. I haven't seen a challenge for her, so I'm excited to see. Holly, I think, was a perfect matchup for her here. And now that I think about Holly, you're right. I think she's like a 16-time champ back in her day in boxing, right? But we don't see that anymore. We really don't. Back in her day, because that was back in 2009 or something, right? Y'all are nuts. But Holly's she's got incredible cardio, and I feel like Holly could dance around her. I don't think she's not gonna stand in the middle of the octagon and be like, all right, here I am, take me down. It's not easy to take Holly down. So I'm really interested to see what KAYLA does and if she even catches Holly to be taken down. But I'm still pretty adamant about Holly being able to knock her out. And it's like,
You going Holly by knockout?
yeah. But I will be super happy for KAYLA if she can get it done. That's a hell of a story.
I low key wish it happened. So
You could do what your friend couldn't do because, you know, her ass got knocked the fuck out. So it would be cool. Be cool to see her do. And I think KAYLA might have gotten. She's like gold Olympic champ, right? And Ronda won like silver or something. Two-time, right? She's so cold. Dang, I really like KAYLA. I'm happy for the outcome if KAYLA wins or if Ronda wins, but I'm pulling for sweet little Ronda. The fuck, Ronda Toinquas. That was my Toinquas moment. I'm pulling.
Sweet about Ronda.
Yeah, she's been weird lately, but anyway, I'm pulling for Holly for sure.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Did you guys
you go on, sorry.
I was just gonna ask you guys. Did you guys know how many what are they called? Sponsorships Holly has? I didn't know how many sponsorships. She has a shit ton of sponsorships.
Yeah, she's amazingly popular.
It's
really
crazy. I think she got like 400,000 or 500,000 for one of her title fights. I can't remember which one it was, but Amanda got nowhere near that much in any of her title fights in the UFC.
No,
it is crazy how much money Holly's made.
Beating Ronda Rousey was a big thing because Ronda was a global superstar at one point.
Yep.
Which is crazy to think about considering the issues she has. But yeah. I'm again. We're noticing on a theme for this card that it's very kind of hard to. There are very few locks. I said I think I've maybe one with Figgy that I said it's going to be a lock. I think KAYLA Harrison is going to fuck Holly Holm up really badly. I think Holly is smart. I think she uses her range well, her boxing well. And you know, there is a chance that KAYLA comes in there looking like a meth tweener. You know, and if she does,
I think
she might get Ronda Rousey. She might, because the thing is, they're the same height. They could be a very similar size on the night, which would be interesting.
A whole Ben Askren.
Yeah. But like the thing is, I watched KAYLA's last two fights as well, and she didn't look amazing. Like she beat the fuck out of Aspen Ladd. It's Aspen Ladd. It's Aspen Ladd. But she kind of toyed with her a little bit, and she just beat her up. And you know, that was interesting because like she managed to get down to 150 for that fight. They did it at catch weight, so it was very clear that she had this in mind. She was thinking like, you know, I think she had the game plan, and so I think she's gonna waste no time in like grabbing Holly, and I think she's gonna thunder smash her, or she's gonna like sweep her down, and then she's gonna ground and pound her face into paste. That's what I'm predicting. Like, and again, like, I think if this was a 34-year-old Holly, I might have even picked Holly. I think it would have been a completely different, and especially at this weight, yeah, man. I think Holly would have given her a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I think KAYLA's going to annihilate her. And then I think she's going to grab the mic and she's going to call for a title shot. This is what we were talking about with the award. I think she's going to do that immediately.
She should.
And I think she's going to grab the mic and talk mad shit immediately.
Yeah.
And again, you know, I've said it a million times. Bantamweight women are awful. And with her particular style, I've said this before, I think she's going to just curb stomp some bitches. I think that's what's going to happen. Like,
let me say this.
I might...
Let me say this. If Holly does win, it will be a wonderful closing to a movie for her. because she had the ultimate high in winning that fight against Ronda unexpectedly, and she's gone through ups and downs, losing title shots, all of that. And for her to get towards the end of her career and to fight on a seminal card and win against somebody that she is heavily favored to lose against, like that's a amazing closing to a movie. But life isn't a movie, and as you said, she's probably going to get curb stomped. But we'll see what happens. I hope that she has a good showing and she actually lets her hands go. But that's really my biggest thing is if she doesn't let her hands go, she's going to lose in embarrassing fashion.
Yeah, and I hope it doesn't happen for her because it's like CJ said.
Yeah.
She's a nice person. She's a good human.
And
she is.
Yeah, and fuck nice person. Her fight with Shevchenko and Cyborg, she didn't get washed. Those are really close fights.
Not at all.
Now, Amanda,
I was worried for her against Cyborg.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now Amanda embarrassed her.
Yeah, that was hard. That was bad.
But there's something to say about Shevchenko and how she did with Cyborg too.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I just think to round it off, I think what edges it for me, I just think Kayla Harrison is so professional. You know, she really does everything by the book. And I think she's going to be prepared. The more and more I think about it, I think she's going to be ready for this. And I just think I'm expecting big things from her. I don't know why I've suddenly got this, it's weird. I don't know. But I have a feeling she's going to do well.
Like the opposite of what Jessica did to you, it seems like.
I'm wondering if I'm like an alternate version of myself, if the real me is in a basement somewhere, begging to be let out. And this fraud is just I don't know what's going on. I literally woke up with a bump on my head and I'm like, I like women's MMA now. Like Kayla Harrison's the greatest. I don't know. It's weird. I don't feel like myself. There's something
off. A brand new poster to put in his office and change it.
Yes.
Let's
send him a
We'll get into
change
that.
the wallpaper on his phone.
It's weird. Some weird stuff. Yeah, I think Kayla's gonna smush her, but we'll see. Like I said, I'd be happy for Holly if she won. I wouldn't be like. It's not like I'm in love with Kayla or anything. I don't really give a shit. But
I don't know. You might have Kayla Harrison underwear. Oh, man.
I think it's going to be. I think the whole story leading up to it's going to be interesting.